everyone, today we are going to learn posting Stata results into a Word document. Import the data from a directory. So remember to write who prepared the codes and the date when the codes were prepared. Stata now has a way of determining which version you're using, and it reminds it to use the same version in future in case there are any upgrades. So indicate that for this case we are using Stata version 16. Remember to change your directory into your current working directory. Stata has available datasets, and in this case we are going to use a free dataset that is collected for mothers who gave birth with low weight babies. Clear any Word document posted in Stata memory previously using the command put docs clear. Import the dataset into your working directory using the command use low.dta clear. To begin the Word document, use the command put docs begin. Then you can create summaries for one variable. In this case we are going to use birth weight using the command summarize bwt, as our variable for birth weight is saved as bwt. To see the Stata output from the summarize table, use the command return list. The output from Stata will look like as shown. So we have the summarized table for the birth weight, we have the variable birth weight, number of observation 189, mean of the birth weight, which in this case is equal to 2944.29, the standard deviation approximately 729, the minimum birth weight 709, the maximum birth weight as 4990. As we said previously, return list will show where all the table outputs are stored in Stata memory. For instance, R into bracket capital N stores the number of observations, R into bracket mean stores the mean of the observations, R into bracket SD stores the standard deviation of the observation. So to write a paragraph from Stata to Word, first we need to assign a temporal value as total. So in this case we assign total equals to RN, which is the total number of observations in our output. To open a text block in Word, use the command put docs text block in. Then type your paragraph including the outputs from your Stata table. So in this case we have the recorded weight for the total number of babies with an average birth weight of the mean in grams. Then remember to end the text block using the command put docs text block end. The output in your Word will look like we have recorded the weight for 189 babies with an average birth weight of 2944 in grams. So you do not have to keep changing the variables of your output in case your dataset keep on changing. Stata will do this on your behalf. To append additional text in Word document, for example, you want to add a paragraph regarding to the number of women who smoke. So first count the number of mothers who smoked using the command count if smoke equals 1. Then open a text block to append in Word using the command put docs text block append. Write in your paragraph. In this case there are dash number of mothers who smoked during pregnancy and dash number of women who did not smoke. In this case we will use the current stored value for the total number of women who smoke and then display the difference between the locally stored total number of women minus the ones who smoked to get the difference of those number of women who did not smoke. Then remember to close the text block to append in Word using the command put docs text block end. The combined paragraph will read, we have recorded weight for 189 babies with an average birth weight of 2944.29 grams. There are 74 mothers who smoked during pregnancy and 115 who did not. Remember, 115 is the difference between 189 and 74 mothers. To insert a graph in a Word document, first create a graph of your choice. In this case, we are going to create a horizontal bar graph for the birth weight over women who had hypertension and those ones who smoked and those ones who did not smoke versus those ones who did not have hypertension. Remember to save your graph in your directory as .png using the command graph export birthweight.png, and in case this graph was created previously, you need to replace with the current one. Then to insert the graph into your Word document, use the command put docs image birthweight.png. Then remember, Stata has additional features. You can define the width and the height of the graph using the command width, specify the number of units. In this case we have 4 units, and height, specify the number of units. In this case we have 2.5 units. The output in your Word document will look as follows. We have the introductory paragraph, which you included and appended an additional sentence, and we have the graph displaying horizontal bar graph for the mean of birth weight for women who had hypertension and women who did not have a history of hypertension, versus those ones who smoked and those ones who did not smoke. Supposing we want to add a regression output into our Word document, so create the regression. In this case we have regress birth weight versus smoke and age, and the output table will be as shown. We have the coefficient of the independent variables in our regression equation. We have the standard error. We have the 95 confidence interval. Remember, copying and pasting all this work, in case you have several tables to do in Word, can be a tedious task. So Stata has a way of exporting and saving this table as an e-table into your Word document. So to append the regression output in your Word document, use the command put docs table birth weight equals to e-table, and Stata will export that table into your Word document as shown with all the variables indicated. Later you can choose which variables from the output to display. Then in case you want to add a sentence or two to explain the table that you have displayed, remember to use put docs text block begin as we had used previously. Then type in your paragraph or a sentence to explain the table that you are displaying in your work. Like in this case, we find that on average infants whose mothers who smoke tend to weigh less, and mother's age is not a statistically significant factor. Remember to end the post docs text block. Remember to save your work using the command put docs save birthweight report.docs. And in case this document has been saved previously or you have updated your work, remember to replace the existing document. So to see what you have been working on, open on the link displayed by Stata in your output, and in this case we have our fine document as displayed. It has the introductory paragraph, it has the graph that we displayed, and it has the regression output, and also the final paragraph explaining the regression output. I welcome you to practice. Thank you very much. If you like the presentation, please subscribe and like in the link provided below.